Hey everybody. Hope you can hear me okay. Welcome to the September virtual club meeting for the Oklahoma City Astronomy Club. I am Danny MacDonald. I do the newsletter for the club, and I've been doing these live streams for a few months. I see some people in chat. Hey, Marvin and Gerald and Christopher, Philip, Allie, Mike, Jackson. Hey guys, hope y'all are doing well. We're nobody talk to Patrick. He sent me some very mean and uncalled for text messages this afternoon. So don't say hi to Patrick. Hey Chuck. So Mike Weppel, Mike too for tonight. Hey, yeah. So I hope that everybody is doing well and has enjoyed this cooling off spell that we've had the last few days. Hope that everybody is staying safe and comfortable. Sorry, I'm trying to keep an eye on chat too. So yeah, I think we're gonna start with a message from Chuck, who is in chat. If you've checked out the Gazette, you may already have seen this, but if not, then this will kind of give you an update on what our president is doing, as well as some club news. So let's get into that, and I will be back in just a few minutes.
Hi, this is Chuck Rice with this month's presidential message for the Oklahoma City Astronomy Club. I wish that I wasn't in Norman. I wish I was out at Okie-Tex, but this is what we are. And if you haven't noticed, I have a friend with me. This is my dog, Amy. She's a long-haired dachshund, and she's spoiled, but that's okay. Yeah, so Okie-Tex, boy, if it wasn't for COVID, wouldn't it be great out there this week? The new building, the weather that went through and cleared out the sky is going to be perfect out there, perfect temperatures, no problems. I think a few of our friends are out there at the Black Mesa State Park. That's right, Amy. And they're out there at the state park, not at the Camp Billy Joe where we have Okie-Tex, but they're out there observing, and so you may see some of their pictures on the discussion board or on Facebook or on Instagram or wherever people are posting these days. So hopefully we'll be out there next year. Boy, this is going to be great if we can get out there with the new building. Excuse me. So, yeah, and then, of course, we have people that are stuck in the metro area, and so we have the Oklahoma City Astronomy Club has our observatory out at Cheddar Ranch. I was just looking at the security camera, and the weather looks great out there. The grass is green, doesn't look too muddy. If you're going out there this weekend, you might want to take some insect repellent. One of the things that I realize is sometimes you wonder, what's a good weekend for observing? What's a good time to observe? And if you can do that right around Okie-Tex, somebody else has done all the planning for you and figured out that, hey, there's a lot of good things to see and it's good weather. So this is going to be a good couple of weeks for observing. I'm hoping that in October we can be back at the Science Museum, Oklahoma. Hi, Annie. And maybe in October we can get together and have another social hour, be outside. The planets will be up. Saturn will be there. Jupiter, Mars will be at opposition. So yeah, so it's going to be great. Get some telescopes out. I don't know if we'll be inside the meeting or out, but the weather should be okay. And then we have officer nominations, so we need help with that, obviously. If you'd like to get involved, be a member at large, etc., or even be president, go ahead and submit your name and let us know, and we can get involved with that. Sure. And then November we have elections, And then December we have a Christmas party, and hopefully we'll be having a Christmas party. I think this will be a really good year for a good Christmas party. Um, yeah, so that's all I have so far. What do you think, Amy? Um, yeah, go out and mow at Cheddar Ranch if you need to. We'll be about done to get that wrapped up. We need some help with some general maintenance, whether it's the plumbing is fixed, but we need help with like painting and woodwork and things like that. So if you have any of those talents, that would be wonderful. Um, yeah, so that's about all I have. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. That I noticed on the weather that it was out. They had a little bit of snow earlier this week at Camp Billy Joe, right before Okie-Tex. But I noticed that on the weather report, I guess, they were talking about how in 1977 they had 3 inches of snow this week. So wow, wouldn't that just be fantastic? 3 inches of snow at Okie-Tex. So anyway, maybe we can all have that next year. Not, I don't think so. But anyway, but this is Amy. Amy's getting annoyed, and so I wish everybody well. People are going to be out at Cheddar Ranch this weekend, and so check them out. Go out there and have some fun. And everybody be safe, and make sure you wear a mask and practice your social distancing. Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you, Chuck. And yes, your yard looks great. Big fan of the dog. Big fan of the hat. Yeah, and I guess the big news, at least for right now, is that next month for October we are going to try to have an in-person meeting. We hope to do that in the parking lot of the Science Museum. From what I understand, the museum still doesn't have the capability of hosting our meetings inside in our normal rooms, but we hope that we finally can have a get together outdoors in front of the museum. But keep an eye on that, and you may not be seeing me through this thing that next month, and that sounds pretty great to me. So since Okie-Tex got canceled, I hope that's not a surprise to anybody, but yeah, Okie-Tex has been canceled for this year due to COVID. This time of year is usually when and I'm sure that many others are in the middle of like trying to get all their stuff ready and figure out pet care and getting all your clothes and your equipment and making sure that everything works and taking time off work. And this is usually a very exciting time in the astronomy club. The weather is starting to cool off, and there's lots to do outside and Okie-Tex. But this year being what it is, there really is not that much going on. The big events that we are still doing that have proven to be very popular are our Cheddar Ranch nights. If you don't know what Cheddar Ranch is, if this is your first time to a club event, and we in the Oklahoma City Astronomy Club have our own private observatory. Twice a month, wet weather permitting, we hold these member nights where if you are a member of the club, then we open our private observatory up to you, and you can go out and look at the stars from a moderately dark site. It's about an hour 10 from Oklahoma City, not too far. The member nights are tomorrow and then the 19th. If you are a club member and you are interested in going to that, go to our web forum, and I will talk a little bit more about a here in it. But you can go to our web forum for all the latest updates on if that's a go or if that's a no-go due to weather or something. Then if you need an escort, if it's your first time or maybe third or fourth time and you get there, then just be sure to get onto our forum and just sure that you got there. I've seen some people in chat. I know that Mike Mitchell has said that he's going to go out to CRO tomorrow night. I also saw that there are some people that are planning an extended stay out at CRO, that they want to stay a few nights since there's not an Okie. I think that people are trying to kind of make their own Okie-Tex. See, Matthew has a question. Can I become a member online so I can go tomorrow night? Yes, you can. I actually am going to talk about that in just a second. And I will put the link in chat if nobody beats me to that. But yes, to go out to CRO, you do need to be a member of the club to go on a member night. Once you have been a club member for 3 months, then you can join CRO. That is a separate kind of membership on top of your club membership. If you are a member of Cheddar Ranch, then you get your own key, you get the access codes, and you can go out there whenever you want to. But you do need to be a club member for 3 months before that option is available to you, and that is an extra fee. To join the club this month, it is $21, and then to join CRO, it is $60 per year. If there are people in chat, like I see that Matthew is, that are here but aren't members of the club, because of COVID, we've had to figure out how to do things kind of differently. So we do have an online way to become a member. If you go to this website that I am pasting into chat right now, you can go to our Okie-Tex shop, and on that shop is a member product that you can buy, and that will let you join the club. But as Mike Mitchell is saying, if you just want to go as a guest, then that is totally fine. Sure. If you are going out to CRO, now CRO is pretty big. There's lots of built-in so distancing that goes on there, but please be aware of your surroundings. Try not to crowd around people. There is a building and there is a bathroom and there is Wi-Fi, but please try not to stay in those areas for longer than you absolutely need to. The more we learn about this thing, we see that ventilation and air movement is very, very important, and the duration of time that you spend in one place can contribute to the severity of which you expose yourself to this thing. So just please be very, very careful. Do so at your own risk. If you've got a mask, keep that on as you can or able. It's usually very windy out at CRO, so maybe outside is okay. So just kind of keep your distance. You all have heard this stuff. This thing has been going on February now. It's September. Any comments? Yeah. So out at CRO, we do have a couple of club telescopes. If you don't have your own, we have a 14-inch that is in a roll-off roof that is attached to our main buildings. Looks like that Andy has got that sorted out. That was giving him some trouble last month. So good to hear that has been sorted out. We also have a 30-inch telescope that is out there in its own specially enclosed dome, and that is really cool. That is kind of a tight space though, so I don't know if anyone is going to be out there kind of work that with what all is going on. Andy just brought up some of the merchandise, so I guess I can go ahead and talk about that. We do have some club calendars that are for sale. If you need a calendar for 2021 that has a lot of cool photos and stuff, then you can get in touch with Andy at merch, MERCH, at okcastroclub.com, and he can get you a calendar. I think they're $10. Yeah, I think they're $10. He can respond if that's not right. If you want some other merchandise, I know we still have some sweatshirts and some t-shirts and maybe buttons still. So if you want some of that stuff, talk to Andy as well. We also have an online store that is set up. I will go ahead and throw that up here for you guys. We have a Redbubble page where you can get our logos on all sorts of stuff, shirts and masks and phone covers and all that sort of stuff. I will paste this link into chat as well. But yeah, lots of merch. I'm sure that if we do a in-person meeting in October, then those will be available for sale there too. So I think you need to rush out and buy one right now. Looks like we also have some Okie-Tex sweats. So that's yeah. So hey, look, you're selling some calendars now. Okay, so the next okay, so I typed the merch link into chat. If you email that link, then that goes to Andy, and he can set you up with a account. That will be cool. Okay, so next up, this month is International Observe the Moon Night. It is a big event that NASA puts on every year that is all about the moon. Now, in years past, we've done our own thing. Like we set up a big thing out at Wheeler Park where we had a big event with scopes, and there was a really cool projector that shone a moon onto the ground, and you could walk on the moon, and it was really cool. Um, this year, I think that Eileen in Norman is going to be doing something. There's lots of online events that you can go to. We'll throw this link up here as well, this is the International Observe the Moon Night website, and you can register if you want to kind of do your own thing, or if you want to try and find a live stream or something else that's going on and you want to participate. Then there is plenty of stuff on that website that you can go to and see and kind of do your own thing. And I put that link into the chat as well. International Observe the Moon Night is really cool, and in years past it's been a social, cool, fun gathering. So it's a shame that this year we're probably not going to be able to do that, but if you can, check it out. It might be a lot of fun, and you might learn some cool new stuff. So, moving on, I mentioned that next month we are going to hope to meet in the parking lot of the Science Museum. It is towards the end of the year, so we do have some club business that requires an actual physical attendance. The big thing of that is officer nominations. Towards the end of every year, we nominate or elect or re-elect our pool of officers, our board of directors, and our 2 board members at large. So if you are interested in being a member, being a board member, make sure that you either go to that October meeting, or you can send us an email and say, hey, I am interested in running for this office or this office. Whatever, we always are looking for new people. There is at least one vacancy that we've had for a couple of years. That is the role of program director. The program director is in charge of our monthly program, so finding speakers or activities or cool stuff that we can do at our club meetings. So if that is something you are interested in, that you think that you would be good at, please feel free to let us know. If there is a board member role that you would like to do that somebody already has, that is okay too. Let us know and throw your name in, and we will leave it up to democracy. Yeah, so be sure, if you are interested in that sort of thing, to either come to our October meeting or send an email and let us know. Okay, so let's move on to some Okie-Tex news. Of course, Okie-Tex has been canceled, but our building, our new facility, is still going up. The shell of the building, I believe, is done. Like, we had some pictures of that last month. So, like, the building itself is done. So right now they are working on the electrical and the mechanical. They had to submit some diagrams to make sure that all of that was above board and up to code and all that, and all that stuff. So that is all good to go. It's been raining out there for a week or two, so they've not been able to do a lot, but hope to get back onto it in a week or two, and then once the electrical and the mechanical are roughed out, and then septic tanks and systems and that sort of thing. One new thing that we found out is that we actually are going to install a new water tank out there. The water tank that usually is at Okie-Tex is not quite enough to support the number of people that Okie-Tex brings and the new building. So we are going to install a giant new water. So hopefully we are going to not have any problems with water out there for some years to come. It is a desert out there, so water is pretty scarce. They also are working on connecting the old building with the new building. I think they're going to take out the fireplace and remove some doors, and so they can put some new doors in and then give a sidewalk to the old building to the new building. And I think there's going to be an awning, and it's just going to be really, really great. And we had hoped for sure that it would be this year, but not that much of a difference because we can't go. I believe that Black Mesa State Park itself is still open, so if you want to go on your own to kind of do Okie-Tex for yourself, then there still is the state park at Black Mesa. Go do that. You just check in on chat. If you want to send us an email, you can email us at info@okcastroclub.com. And that goes to lots of us. So if you have a question, then you do that, and we can route your question to where it needs to go. So if you want to be nominated for an officership, and send an email to info@okcastroclub.com. So before I get into our kind of sort of maybe speaker presentation that is just going to be me talking, let's plug some more stuff. So I've already talked about how to join the club online. You can go to okie-tex.org/shop, and here is where you can purchase a membership to the club. It is pro-rated for your first year, so right now it is $21. That goes through April, and then you will need to pay the price, which is $6 a year. We do prorate you for. Here is our shop again, at redbubble.com/people/OKC where you can get a button of our logo or a sweatshirt, or there's masks, phone cases and pillows, and or mugs and masks and just all sorts of cool stuff. So if you want some Okie-Tex merchandise or some OKCAC merchandise, then you can go there and you don't have to leave your house to get it. If you've never been to our website before, then you can go to okcastroclub.com. This is our website here. We've got a club calendar here that has all our upcoming events, as well as a bunch of stuff direct from NASA. So they like to post a bunch of cool webinars and online virtual stuff that they're doing up on here, and it's a really good resource. If you go to our discussion forum. That second link here is where you can find out about news about member nights at CRO. If you go into this star parties and outreach section, then you can see that here's a discussion for member night on the 12th and then one for the 19th. So just keep an eye on that, and go ahead and register for it. It's free, and there's lots of other cool stuff here. I'm gonna plug my own thing too. I am the editor of the newsletter, so you can access that here at the Gazette. And there's just, and if you want to see that video of Amy and Chuck again, then that's right here. And then there's just some club news and some club events. Lots of cool stuff. There usually is more to it, but this month there's not really a lot that is going on. So, okay. So, for our speaker presentation, we don't really have one this month. So what I was gonna do last month, I kind of did a star tour. I kind of took you guys through a little bit about what was up in the night sky using some software called Stellarium. So since this month we didn't have a speaker, I thought that maybe I would kind of give you guys an overview of what Stellarium is and do. I really love this program, and it's very useful for lots of stuff. So if you're new to the club and you don't know how to find stuff, or if you've been using Stellarium for a long time, then this still might be cool because there's lots of great features that it has that you may know about. So I'm gonna jump into that if that is okay with you guys, or I can just shut the stream off and we can all not go to Hideaway. First, let me catch up with chat here. Yeah, so Cheddar Ranch. I don't believe that Cheddar Ranch is viewable on Google Earth like really well. Like you can go and see it, but you have to know where it is. Like the site, it's like I don't think that you can go to Google Earth and type in Cheddar Ranch Observatory and it will take you there. Like I think you have to know where it is to see it. Um, so so all right. So I'm gonna jump over to Stellarium now. If you don't know what Stellarium is, let me actually. Stellarium.org is the name of the website. It is super cool, free software. It is available on Windows, on Mac, on Linux. Very, very cool and powerful software that you can use to view the night sky. And once you load it, it looks like this. Here. Yeah, so this is the main screen of Stellarium. This is what you will see when you launch it. It's got your cardinal points: south, southeast, southwest. Right now, I believe the first time that you launch it, it defaults you to Paris, Earth, which if you are in Paris, that sounds great, but that is the first thing that we will to fix. Right now, you don't see very much because it works in real time. So this is actually set 7:35. So this is roughly what the sky looks like here. It looks like I disconnected. Am I here? Am I back online? All right. Great. Okay. Technology, huh? Okay. I'm not exactly sure when I dropped off, but so this is the Stellarium window here. I'm just gonna walk through some basic setup here first. So, like I said, it will default you to Paris. I believe, which is not correct. Um, so if you hover over on the bottom left, then this will pop out, and you can click the location button, and this window appears. And you actually can check this box to get your location from the network, and that usually will fix it. If not, I believe that you just can search for Oklahoma City, and it will come right up. So that is how you get it to get to your spot. And you also can click on the map and go to all sorts of fun places. And then there's other stuff like daylight savings time, and you can set your elevation, which is good if you're at Okie-Tex, which is quite a bit higher up than we are here. So kind of going down the list here is the date time window, and this is where you actually can change the date and time. So I'm going to move it a few hours into the future. Oh, I see a thing from Christopher. Maybe when I dropped off is when I showed the website for Stellarium and that it was free. But yes, you can go to stellarium.org and it is free software. So that's it's fantastic. So you can see now that I am a few hours into the future, and you actually can kind of see stuff now. This can actually go quite far. I don't know what the limit is on how far in the future or how far in the past that you can go, but it is substantial. I actually had a friend that had a baby and wanted to get a tattoo of the baby's zodiac sign, not tattooed on the baby, tattooed on the mother. And using Stellarium, we were able to use the daughter's like birth date and time, find that zodiac sign, and then my friend was able to get a tattoo of the exact or orientation of Libra, whatever it was, on tattooed on her wrist. So when she held her wrist up to her face, it was exactly how it was at the date and time that her daughter was born. And so that was really cool, and just lots of cool stuff that that this does. We're gonna skip this window for now. There is a search window that you can use to search for whatever that you want. Down here is a bunch of kind of guideline stuff, like if you want to see the constellation lines and labels, and artwork. That is cool. So if you're trying to learn the night sky, then this is really useful. There are a couple of grids that you can use to see just how high that something is in the sky. And then there are some cool features, like you can take the ground away and see that the ground is gone now. If you want to get rid of the cardinal points, then you can do that. You can toggle the atmosphere. I refer to this as Okie-Tex mode. As you can see, it strips all of the light pollution out. So you can see a whole bunch more stuff. If you click this button here, it will show a bunch of deep sky objects. So if you are looking for something to see, then that is your button. This is night mode. So if you are out at a dark sky site and you don't want to ruin your night vision, it does have a night mode. And then here are some buttons for showing things like meteor showers and exoplanets and all that sort of stuff. These are your time features. You see that if I keep clicking this, it makes the time go really fast. And likewise, I can go back in time. I can play it at normal time, or if I hit this, it sets the time to now. So that's the basic stuff, but that's kind of boring. So let's do some cooler stuff. So this is right now. I am going to fast forward it a few hours. Let's set it to 10 p.m. And then I'm just going to pause time here. Okay, so this is how the night sky is going to look at 10 p.m. and we are going to use this for this probably. So now I know that a lot of you have binoculars, or you have telescopes, or you have cameras. This up here that might be a little tricky to notice will let you put in your own equipment. So I've got a couple pairs of binoculars, I've got a few telescopes, I've got some eyepieces, and I actually have set it all up to where I can see how anything will look in the night sky with my equipment. So let's go to the Andromeda Galaxy here. Now, if I click this button, this will switch it to ocular view. So this, let's just start with the binoculars. So this is with my 10 by 50s. And then I also have my 8 by 42s. There's not that much of a difference. But I also have a couple of eyepieces. So this is a 9mm. So I've got an 8-inch Dobsonian telescope. So this is how Andromeda would roughly look with my 8-inch scope and my 30mm eyepiece. If I used one of my wider scopes, so my 80mm scope, and then I use that with my 30mm, then it would look like that, or with my 9mm, then it would look like that. So you actually can put all of your own equipment into this system, and you can use that to kind of give yourself a guide on how things are going to look and what you can expect to see as you go outside and look. And the way you do that is by clicking this gear icon here. and that pulls this window up. And then you can see these tabs like eyepieces, and so this is where you put in your binoculars. So here's my 8x42s, and I've got it tagged as binoculars. 10x50s, I've got that tagged as binoculars. And then here are a couple of eyepieces. As for what you put into these fields, it mostly is self-explanatory, but in some cases I've just had to Google like what the specs of my eyepiece was, and I could use that to fill that in. Here is telescopes. So I have 4 scopes here. I've got a 71 millimeter and 80. So you put in your focal length and your diameters. Now you might see that on these 3, I've got this equatorial mount button checked. That is because I use those with my equatorial mount. My Daub, I don't, so I didn't check that button, and that helps me know what what I'm looking at. If you are into astrophotography, that I know that a fair number of you are, you also can put in your cameras here. So I've got a Canon 6D that I use for astrophotography, and I have put in all of the information for my 6D here, which is like the sensor size and the width of the chip and the pixel width, and this was just stuff that I had to Google. It's not commonly known stuff, but it also is not hard to find. So when you are looking at an object, if you click this button, it will pop up a new kind of menu. So this is with my this is how Andromeda would look in my 6D in my 80 millimeter scope. And then here's how it would look in my 8-inch, but I don't take pictures with my and here's with my widest scope. And you can use this to kind of get a framing for your photos. And so there's these rotation buttons here, so you can rotate your sensor, and you can use this so you know just how you want to frame your picture, and then when you point your telescope at it, then you can make sure that you orient your camera so that the sensor is kind of making this kind of picture. Might be kind of tricky, but if you set Stellarium up with telescope control, then it is super simple. Stellarium can control your telescopes for you. If you have a telescope mount that you can plug into your laptop that runs Stellarium, then you actually can link your telescope to Stellarium, and you can do that a couple of different ways. My preferred way is there actually is a plugin that you can download called Stellarium Scope, that you run and you install, and it's a separate program, and then you run that, and that hooks into Stellarium. I prefer that. I've had better luck, but Stellarium actually has its own way of doing it. If you go into this configuration here, and you can go into your plugins and telescope control, you will need to check this box and then configure, and then you can click this button to add your telescope to this system. And make sure that you scroll down, because it's deceiving that there's more here. I've got a virtual scope set up here, so I will show you how that works. I can click the connect button, and once you're polar aligned and you're all that sort of thing, and then you can turn this on, and then your telescope will show up into Stellarium. So then, as you're browsing around, if you click, say, on Andromeda and you hit Control and 1, Stellarium will actually move your telescope for you. So you can use Stellarium to kind of like move around the sky, and you don't have to use those controllers that come with your telescope. But let's say you're out and you're new, and you don't know what you want to look at. Stellarium can give you a list of things to look at. Again, if you go into this viewing options window, well, first let's go through some cool. Before I get to that, let me go over some. So if you are using this and you are looking for stuff to look at, you can use this window to change the parameters of what you are looking for. One of the most useful parts is this tab, this Deep Sky Objects tab. I'm going to turn on Sky Object here, and you can see that it threw up a whole bunch of stuff. Just a whole bunch of stuff. Now, if you actually tried to look at a lot of this stuff, you might not be able to see it. There is a lot of this stuff that is super dim, super hard to see. It might send out light on wavelengths that your eyes can't even see. So you actually can use this tab to kind of get around that. One thing that I like to do is use this limit magnitude button. So if you click that, then only the brightest things are going to show through. Magnitude is how you it's how bright an object is in the sky. So the lower it is, the brighter it is. So 8.5 is a good thing. And then something else that's cool is this use proportional hints. If you click that, it will change the size of the icon in accordance to its magnitude. So when I click this button, then I know that the Eagle Nebula is really big and really bright. But M25 is not quite as bright. So you can use this to kind of navigate around and see like how Andromeda is huge and Triangulum is pretty big. So that's a cool button to kind of know about. If you want to use this for kind of some theoretical purposes, if you click on this star lore, so we are used to our constellations, so like the Zodiacs and like Big Dipper and the Little Dipper, but Stellarium actually has a bunch of other cultures, constellations built into it. So if you click the Star Lores button, Star Lore, then you can click on, say, the Maya, and then you can see some asterisms that some other cultures throughout time and history saw. Very, very cool feature. So there's Chinese constellations, actually. Yeah, so here's some medieval constellation, Hawaiian. So yeah, it's some very, very cool stuff. If you want to pretend that you're in a different spot, then you can use this landscape thing. Like, hey, I want to be on the moon. So now I actually, yeah. So this is what the sky would look like from the Apollo 11 landing site. And there's all sorts of these. So like here's from the pyramids of Giza. Here's from, says hurricane, but oh, okay, that's from Washington. So here's from Stonehenge or from Saturn. Just lots and lots of cool stuff if you want to kind of play around and just kind of play and just see what the sky what looks like from other places. So I think maybe one last thing that I kind of want to go over is how to maybe generate a list of objects that maybe you can see in the sky. So I actually am going to go back to 10 p.m. here. Took me away from Oklahoma. Okay. Now, if you don't know what to look at, Stellarium can get you set up. All right. So now we are going to use this to generate a list of things that you can see right now in the sky, or maybe you want to do some research and find out like when something cool is going to happen. So this is what this window is for. And if you open it up, it looks big and scary and crazy, and you probably will open this and then close it because you're like, I don't know what any of this means. The most important one, at least for what we are talking about right now, is this what, which stands for what's up tonight. And you can use this to find what's up tonight. So here on the left are all sorts of categories. So if you are wanting to go out and tonight is a night that I want to see. I want to try to find some globular clusters. Then just click that button, and it populates a list of what's up. And then you can use these buttons here, like I only want the ones that are really bright, or I've got a big telescope and I'm gonna go and I want to see all of the ones that I can possibly see. When you find one that you like, you can see what time it's going to be up, and then if you click on it, it's going to go to it. Now, what's cool is that you actually can bookmark these. So Stellarium is not that great at putting all of its features into the toolbars. So you do kind of need to learn some hotkeys. But if an item is selected, then you can hold Alt and hit the N key, or Alt and B, and that brings up your bookmarks. And then you can add, this as a bookmark. And then one cool thing here is you can click this button to highlight them, and then kind of as you're going through this list, like I want to look at that, what I just did, and then I want to look at Andromeda, but I want to look at that kind of later in the evening. So I'm going to put that maybe, I'm going to look at that about midnight. So bookmark that about midnight. And then you can just run through this and just kind of find just all sorts of cool stuff and when it's going to be up, and kind of generate your own list of things that you might want to see that night, along with what time. And then when you're out in the field, then you can just hit this Alt N to bring your bookmarks up, and then you've got a list, and then you've got your observing list all there and ready to go. And if you highlight them, yeah. And then if you highlight them, then kind of as you're browsing around, then you can see your highlights will show up in green. So this is a super cool feature that you can use to see what's up in the sky, see what you can see, and then you can combine this with, say, your say your binoculars, and say, okay, well, I want to look at this, but how's that going to look in my binoculars? Not that great. So I probably need to bring a telescope out. So very, very cool, very, very powerful program. One more thing. Well, two more things that I think are really cool. One thing that is coming up soon is there's going to be some there's going to be some transits. So if you've ever looked at Jupiter through a telescope, then you can see some of Jupiter's moons out beside it. Those moons will actually like pass in front of Jupiter, and you can use this window, this phenomena screen, to kind of calculate some cool stuff that you might be interested in seeing, and you can use this to maybe, if you want to look it, if you want to see when all these solar eclipses are, so you would say, between the sun and Sahan, planets and moon, and I think the next one is 2024. Yeah, Bill has a good question. So you actually can put your own landscape into Stellarium. I showed some of Stonehenge and Apollo 11 and so on. You can add your own. It's not quite as easy as just taking a picture and like dropping it into a folder, though. It's not hard, but it's not easy either. You've got to go out to your site and take enough pictures to have a 360 panorama, and then you have to stitch those all together into a program that will make it into one picture, and then it has to be like an exact pixel size, so like 2700 pixels by so many, and then you have to create a configuration file for it. So it's not hard, and I've been meaning to go and make one of CRO for a long time, but I've not done that yet. But it's something that you can do, is you can add your garden to Stellarium. So you can see that there. Yeah, so I've lost track of. Yeah, okay. So I want to see all of the Jupiter transits for tonight and tomorrow night. Come on. Maybe there aren't any. Well, maybe I broke it. Oh, I think I need to do. Well, play around with this, and you can use this to kind of see like when things are going to be transiting, or when something is going to be at opposition. I think that Mars might be. Yeah, yeah. So Mars is going to be at opposition from the moon pretty soon. So stuff like that. Now, the last thing that I'm going to show you guys, and there's lots and lots of cool stuff that this program can do, but I've managed to ramble on for a long time. One thing that I think is really cool that this program does not tell you about at all is digital sky surveys. Now, if you go into this sky and viewing options window, there is this thing called surveys. And if you scroll through these and you like look at them, and they have a lot of text, you will be like, what? I don't know what this is. And worse, when you like when you like click on one, like nothing happens. So let's find a good one here. So let's find the, okay. So like if you click this X-ray images thing. So if you do this and like you click it on yours, then like nothing's going to happen. Be because Stellarium doesn't tell you that once you click one, you've got to hit Control Alt and the D key to actually turn the survey on. That's not a good one. So what these are is these are sets of data. So sets of images from satellites and telescopes and observatories around the world that are publicly available, that have been overlaid into Stellarium. So that's not a good one either. Let's find a cool. So some of these are only good on like one object. Yeah. So this is one that is a near infrared view of the sky, as well as a hydrogen alpha view. So this is really cool for like if you want to see like what it looks like with with X-ray, or there's lots of hydrogen alpha stuff. So if you want to see how things might look like with like a hydrogen alpha camera or lens, then that is really cool. I actually have on multiples now. And then as you zoom in, it will kind of fix the photos up, so you can see it kind of trying to like clean itself up. There are all sorts of these. Yeah, so here's, I think that might be the one I just had. Yeah, so here is an X-ray survey, which doesn't look like it did very much. Just all sorts of cool stuff. Yeah, so NeoWise has been in the news. This is data from actual NeoWise, like from the actual near Earth object spacecraft. So like you can click this and browse around and see the actual data that NeoWise has kind of brought up. So LIGO has been another one that's been in the news. This is the facility that proved the existence of gravitational waves. So you can view this data. So you see that I clicked it, and you can just kind of see what LIGO got. So just lots and lots of cool stuff. I'm gonna cut back to me now in my darkened home now. I hope that was useful. If you have some questions about Stellarium, I can maybe answer them. I think that Stellarium is super cool. Lots and lots of great features. I'm sorry that we didn't have an actual presentation tonight. I think that all of us kind of have pandemic brain, and it's just been a long time. So looking very much forward to seeing everybody uh, in in person. Chuck, you're right. It 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 did get it does get dark in here once this sets. So, oh hey Carrie, good to see you. Thank you for the kind words. And we don't listen to Patrick. I definitely should get a UVC lamp. Oh, Alec, if you if you are talking about getting directions to CRO, then you can go to our web forum. I will pull that up again. If you go to okcastroclub.com, then you can go to this discussion forum. I believe you will need to sign up for it, but it's free. And then just go into this star parties and outreach forum, and then right here is the post for tomorrow night, and then there's one for next week as well. So you can go in there and post, "Hey, I need directions," or see where they are, see where we are going to be getting up. So, are there any other questions about the club, or about why it's dark in here, or about Stellarium? Please don't post the coordinates. It's not a secret, but we don't kind of want it out in the ether either, you know. We do have a map if you are a member of CRO that can help you, but it's just a security thing. So it's not a secret, but we also aren't like broadcasting it either. So um, so so if you want to become a member, then next month we are going to have an in-person meeting, so you can become a member there. If you want to go out to CRO and you aren't a member yet, I think that should be okay. I know that Mike Mitchell has already said that he will take some people that can just go as a guest, so don't worry about it. If you need to pay in person with cash or a check, then just wait till next month. Is okay. Well, thank you all for coming. Let me post my links again in chat. And then I'm going to put up all our contact stuff. If you are on social media, I'm not on Facebook, so don't try to find me there. Here is where you can find us at okcastroclub.com, facebook.com/okcastroclub, instagram.com @okcac. You can contact me if you want to talk to me at editor@okcastroclub.com. If you have a question about Okie-Tex, then you can send an email to starpartyinfo@okietex.com. I don't know why you would, but I don't know. If you have a if you have a general question for us, then you can email us at info@okcastroclub.com. Chuck says it's hard to see on YouTube. I don't know. It says my connection is fine, so maybe he's just not streaming it in HD and he's streaming it in 280p or something. I don't know, but I will try to remember to post all this stuff in the descriptions below. So with that, Chuck, get Amy to do it. She had better eyes. Yeah, if you want to mail a check, then you can do that too. That is our address is on our website as well if you want to do that, or just wait rock. It'll be $3 cheaper. Okay, well, thank you all for coming. You might not see me this way next month. We've been doing these since April, June. I feel like we've been doing them June. We might still do these. If you like these, then we might keep doing them. Even after we kind of go back to seeing each other in person. If you like the YouTube stuff, then this might be something that go forward with. But in the meantime, I hope that everybody is well and safe and goes and looks at some really cool stuff and downloads Stellarium. It's free and it's amazing. And everyone goes out to CRO tomorrow night and sees lots of cool stuff. And I will maybe see you in October. So take care, everyone. And I'm gonna leave the stream going for a few more minutes in case there are questions. But bye for now, everybody. Clear skies, and see you later. And I will put back on the show tunes.